Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Amanda and today we are here with my 2020 recap and my 2021 goals. I thought that I would put them into one video just to wrap up the year. I think this is probably going to be my first video of January or my last video in December. I don't know, but we will find out. I will be working on some sort of art in the background. It's probably not too fancy, just to have something to look at if you want to look at it, or you can treat this as a podcast sort of video thing. So in 2020, or at the beginning of 2020, I set up my bullet journal and I gave myself a word of the year that I wanted to focus on throughout the year, and that word was progression. I wanted to progress in my business, in my art, in my life, just in general. That was the word that I chose for the year. And I think I'm actually going to choose that word again, just because I feel like it was a good word to have, and I also feel like I didn't really live up to the potential of progression this year. I did progress a lot, but not in the way that I wanted to, because obviously there was a pandemic and things happened, and even though I did still manage to get things done in 2020, and I was very fortunate for it not to affect me in that much of a big way, I still think that there could have been a lot more progression in 2020. So I'm going to brush over the things that I thought that I was going to achieve this year and just talk about them a little bit, and then we'll get into the goals afterwards. So last year I said in the video that I was going to focus more on working towards things rather than making goals. So they were goals, but it was kind of broken down into subcategories and things to work towards and things to do to work towards that big thing. So smaller goals to achieve bigger goals, if that makes sense. So the first thing that I said was to get extra subtitle client, and I did do this. I got an extra CC client, but that person decided to back out because of financial issues on their end, and they felt like they weren't making enough money from YouTube to continue with my services, so they decided to split ways. But that's cool, because if they ever want more CC, then they will come to me again. But at least I had that person for a good chunk of the year, and that's fine, because I think that I overworked myself this year on subtitles anyway, so that's cool. Build up portfolio. So I thought that in my art career it would be important to have a portfolio, and I had my website with my portfolio on it, and I had all of the pieces that I thought were good for a portfolio for me, for the work that I wanted to be hired for. But I actually don't want to be hired. I think that would be far too stressful for me, and I don't like the idea of working for somebody else. So I've decided that portfolio does not matter, but it kind of does in a way. The way that I was thinking about building up my portfolio doesn't matter, but I think that it is important to do a lot of pieces during the year and display them somewhere and have them as pieces that you think would represent you well in an interview situation or in a situation where you may be hired for your artwork, just in case. So I didn't really build up my portfolio. I don't think I did any pieces this year that I would want to put in a portfolio, but that's okay, that's fine. Paint and draw even if I can't film. So I wanted to be able to pick up my sketchbook or pick up a pencil or a paintbrush and just make art without feeling the need to film it every single time. Because I realised that I was just not making art if I couldn't film it, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want YouTube to have this grip on me. So I think I did pretty well with that this year. I didn't feel like I had to film every single piece, although I still feel like I was sort of held back in a way with this. But to be honest, I think that I did well, and I think I'm going to do even better this year, because I just want to increase my art production and increase my art quality and quantity, so I've realised that it's just not realistic for me to have to film everything, but that's supposed to be in the goals section. Anyway, I did a lot of sketchbook work this year, and I did a lot of digital work that I didn't film as well, which I'm happy about. Another thing that I wanted to do in 2020 was to sign up to Skillshare, and I did do that near the end of the year, and I'm really happy that I did do that because it just pushes me to want to learn more. Not necessarily taking classes, although I have taken some and did some of the things, but I like to just watch Skillshare and not do the classes. Not because I don't think that they would help, but just because I like to take in a lot of information like a sponge and just see what sticks, and if it sticks and I use it in my art, that's fair. If I don't and I end up just disregarding it, it's fine. So I'm not particularly following tutorials, I'm just taking in the information and using it as I see fit, and I think that's really helped for me and I really like it. Make more collections of art in a theme. This year has been so long, yet so quick, and I can't really remember half of the things that I did, but luckily for me, I just recorded my 2020 sketchbook tour and art tour, so I kind of know what I did. And I did do quite a lot of art in themes, mainly because I was trying to focus on making sticker sheets, and for the sticker sheets I decided to make collections of things. So if I had a theme carnival, I would do a bunch of carnival stuff. If I had the theme gardening, I would do a bunch of gardening stuff. Art supplies, make a lot of art supplies. The theme love, I would make some stuff to do with love. So I did do quite a fair chunk of theme building artwork, and I did a collection of landscapes as well, which I was happy about. So I think that I accidentally did this. I didn't really think about it. Like, I didn't sit down and go, okay, I'm going to make 4 pieces that are to do with, I can't even think of a theme now, fruit. I don't know. I didn't do that, but I did make themes and I'm really happy with the results of that. Number 6 was portraits, and I did do one portrait this year, but I didn't do it in the way that I thought that I was going to do it. I thought that I was going to set up some, well, I did a couple, I did 2 actually. I did a lot of portraits, but I mean in the way that I wanted to, which was realism. I wanted to do realistic pet and human portraits, and one of the reasons for this was so that if I ever got into a struggle with money, then I could get commissioned to make portraits. And I did have a lot of people interested in dog portraits and human portraits, but it never followed through. And to be honest, I just don't like that sort of pressure, and I don't like drawing for other people. I prefer to draw for myself. So that's why I didn't do any, or I didn't do a lot of portrait work, both human and pets. And I don't think it's something that I am interested in at this moment in time. So I'm going to put that on the back burner, but I'm not sad that I didn't do any of that. I wanted to incorporate food more into my art and do more food, and I think I did this. I did a lot of fruit work and stuff like that. Not too much, but I did do a lot of works that involved fruit, and I'm really happy with it. I wanted to make bookmarks, greeting cards and stickers for my shop, which I did. I did some bookmarks, I did some greeting cards, and I did some stickers. But the bookmarks and the greeting cards are something that I think that I don't want to incorporate into my shop anymore, because they don't sell very well from me. I think I just want to focus on art, prints and stickers and other stuff, which we'll get into for the goals section. I wanted to do sculptures with clay, keychains and charms and things, and I didn't get around to doing this. I tried to, and it just didn't go my way, so I kind of gave up. And I don't feel bad about this, but at the same time I do. My mum bought me clay for my birthday, or for my Christmas, and I wanted to utilise that and use it to make some stuff for my shop, but I'm just not confident in my skills or my ideas enough to make something completely original to me that I would feel comfortable selling. So I decided not to do this, and that's fine. If I do want to make sculptures in the future, I will, but I think they're going to be more for family and friends or just as little gifts rather than me selling them. I would rather just do that. Increased video amount and skill. So I've been doing 2 videos a week-ish for the majority of the year. Obviously there were some times where I only did 1 a week, but I'm happy with that. I don't want to push myself too much, and it feels good to have the amount that I had. My video skill hasn't really increased. It's something that I struggle with all the time. I'm worried in case I'm making videos that I don't like or that other people don't like, but I've kind of accepted the fact that I am not going to be able to make the videos that I want to make until the space around me is the way that I want it. And the space around me isn't going to be the way that I want it until we move out of this house, and I'm not going to be able to move out of this house until we save up enough money to move out of this house. So I'm just kind of saying I'm not going to make the videos that I want to make until I am in a comfortable position to, and I'm just going to make the videos that I can make right now and that I'm happy making, which is just blabbering on, talking about things and showing you things. It's not aesthetically pleasing, it's not studio vlog, traditional studio vlog sense, it's just me chatting away. And a lot of people like chatty videos because they like to just listen to me while they're working or working on art or whatever. And that's completely fine, and I should just accept that and stop beating myself up for not being able to make the aesthetically pleasing videos that I would like to make in the future, and just accept the fact that I can't do that yet, and that I need to make a lot of money to set up my studio space the way that I want it, to be proud to show it in videos. Pre-film videos. So obviously at the start of the year I thought that I was going to have a normal year and that Caden would be at school on the times that he was supposed to be at school, but he wasn't from March until August, which is a big fair chunk of time for me to pre-film. I wanted to pre-film videos to make sure that I was able to post videos when I was on a break, or when Caden was on a break, or when Matt was on a break. So yeah, I kind of failed at that, but that's fine. I'm going to try and attempt to do that next year. Make videos and not post them. Basically, make the kind of videos that I like to make, but not post them regularly, if that makes sense. Basically, with those kind of videos, I want to have the time to make it the way that I want it, and I don't want to have to rush. So I don't want to set myself up for failure, basically. I don't want to be saying I'm going to push out a video every single week. I want to make a video and make it good and make it the way that I like it, and then post it when there's breaks rather than posting it when it's ready. And I think that'll be a good way for me to be a little bit happier about the work and the art and the videos that I create during that time, which is really exciting, and I'm really happy about that. Anyway, moving on. Increase art production and skill. I think I did this. I think if you look at my art that I completed for 2019, it's a lot less than what I completed for 2020, and even though I'm still nowhere near where I want to be, I think that I've really grown this year and really figured out what I want to do and figured out how to get there, and I just need to implement that, so I'm really happy with that. Separate work hours and life hours. So don't work when I'm supposed to be chilling, and don't play when I'm supposed to be working. Did not happen. I tend to watch Netflix a lot, and sometimes I will stop working on something and watch a full movie during the day, and then at night time I'll still be working on CC throughout the weekend. But that's the nature of the videos, I think, that come out for the clients that I have. They always post at the weekend, or they always get ready to be posted at the weekend or at the start of the week, so I've got to finish the videos before they come out or after they come out, straight after they come out. So it's kind of, the CC is kind of like a weekend job to me, but I really need to try and balance my time and my energy a little bit more. Still haven't done that yet, so I failed at that, but it's okay. It's something that I had in the back of my mind and will have in the back of my mind for the next year as well. I think it's going to take a while to find a balance, and I think that's just generally how it goes. A lot of people have this problem, so I'm not too unhappy about it. Do art at night and no art at the weekend. What? I don't know why I set this goal not to do art at the weekend, because I would like to do art at the weekend. I think what I meant more was not to be working on things during the weekend and to spend more time with Kaden and Matt. And I kind of didn't do that, but I did spend a little bit more time with the family, just not in the way that I would like. And do art at night. I did do that. Instead of just watching Netflix and not doing anything else, I have been watching Netflix and doing art, so I'm quite happy with that, and it's cool. Learn thumbnails and graphic design. Well, no, but even though my thumbnails aren't typically good for the algorithm, like if somebody's seen it, it's not intriguing. Nobody will click on it. The thumbnails, I just like them because they're me, and I finally found a way to make the thumbnails that I like, and I'm happy with them, even though they're not the best thumbnails on YouTube. In fact, they're probably one of the worst, but I think I like them. I went through 3 different types of thumbnails. I had my blue and pink themed ones, and then I had my neutral themed ones, and now I've got this sort of watercolory background ones, and I really like the watercolory background ones because when you look at it, you know what it's about, you know that it's an artist, and then whatever picture I add onto the front of that, you can tell exactly what you're getting in for. So I am not bothered about that. I didn't really learn much of graphic design this year, but it's something that I'm really not interested in and I find so boring, so I'm quite happy not to worry about that. Learn anatomy. I actually went through my sketchbooks for the video that I was doing for my annual sketchbook tour, and I realised that I did spend a lot of time practicing anatomy and learning anatomy and figuring out how I want to draw things rather than how it should be drawn, and I think that's something that I struggle with a lot. If I draw something and it's not correct anatomy, the anatomy's wrong or the fundamentals are wrong, I'm like, I can't draw that, but I can. I just don't want to do it correctly. I want to break the rules a little bit, and I think that even though I still don't have a complete knowledge on anatomy and how to draw it, I think that I'm at the stage that I know enough about it to be able to break the rules right, because there is a right way to break rules. Because if you don't really know much about anatomy or how things work, then it is hard to draw things in a cartoony way or in a stylized way. And I think that's something that I completely denied before. I just didn't want to believe that you had to learn anatomy to be able to draw in a stylized way. I wanted to believe that you could just learn the stylized way, but if you don't want to copy anybody, then you need to come up with your own stylization and you need to know anatomy first. So I'm still learning about anatomy. I don't think that I'm a master of it. I don't think I'm anywhere near knowing exactly how things work and what to do and where to put things and how big things should be, but I think I'm getting there and I'm happy with it. It's funny because in my last video I said there will be a time where something will get in the way and I won't be able to do the thing that I have planned. Well, you got that right. There was a pandemic. Anyway, I feel like for the first time, I feel like my year was pretty good art-wise and YouTube-wise and business-wise. I feel like I could have had a lot more orders in my shop. I could have been better at promoting my shop and making new products to go into my shop. But I think that I worked hard and I should pat myself on the back. I shouldn't say that I could have worked harder, because I did work hard. I worked harder than anybody that I've ever met in my life. In real life, not on the internet, because a lot of people on the internet work really hard. But yeah, I'm happy with everything. So like I said, the word for this year is going to be progression again, because I just want to progress in the way that I'm doing things. And I've took a little note on how I'm going to get progression out of the year. So take Skillshare classes, research similar Etsy stores, plan shop updates in advance, set realistic goals, and take regular scheduled breaks. This is an important one. I've decided that I'm going to be taking regularly scheduled breaks so that I can be refreshed and not burnt out, because taking breaks, playing and having fun and relaxing and chilling out and resting really does help boost creativity in the long run. So when you come back to work, you're feeling refreshed, you're feeling excited to work, and it's really helpful. And I do believe this 100%, because anytime that I have been away from making YouTube videos or doing art or whatever, I do feel like I'm excited to get back into it and I can't wait to do it. So regularly scheduled breaks is one of my most important goals this year. I know it doesn't directly relate to art, but it does relate to my way of doing things, and yeah, that's it. So I don't have many goals this year, but I do have some business wise and YouTube and art wise. I do want to continue to increase my subs on YouTube and my reach on YouTube, as I have been. I've been gaining 1,000 subscribers a year for the last 2 or 3 years now, and I want to be consistent with that. Obviously more would be better, but the minimum, the absolute minimum would be for me to hit 5,100 subscribers by the end of December next year. I want to hit 100 sales, and I don't mean hit 100 sales including this year. I want to hit 100 sales throughout the year. The whole year should be 100. I mean, I probably should have hit that in the first year and increased it to 200 in the next year, but I didn't. I'm on like 80 or 90 or something, so I want to be able to hit 100. Obviously more would be better, but that's my goal, to sort of increase that amount to that amount. I've put build up portfolio here because I really do want to make pieces that showcase what I like to do the most, and I haven't figured that out yet, because character design and environments are new to me, and it's something that I feel like I want to do and I like the look of, but I might not enjoy actually doing it. So I want to keep that open, and I might actually do what I already do, or I might change what I want to do completely. So basically, whatever I feel like I want to do the most in 2021, I want my portfolio to be full of, so I can look back at a collection of pieces and they are cohesive and done by the same artist and are in the same sort of realm. They're the same style, they're the same medium, they're just the same basically. And I'm hoping that that will be character design and illustration of environments. So one of my other 2 goals are learn character design and learn environments. A couple of shop goals that I have is that I kind of want to launch a new product that I have to manufacture or get manufactured every time. So I'm planning on launching 4 shop updates. One for Mother's Day / spring / love sort of thing. That's supposed to be in January, but I have not created anything, and I think I'm going to move it to February. And also I want to do a summer shop update, and I will want to do a Halloween autumn shop update, and then a Christmas / winter shop update too. So I'm excited for that, but I want to launch one product that is manufactured every time. So I need to get 4 different manufactured products, and I want to do washi tapes, pins, notebooks, and the 4th thing I haven't really figured out what I want it to be yet. It might be another pin, it might be another washi tape, it might be another notebook, maybe stationery or something. I'm not sure yet, but if you have anything that you would like to see me make, then put them in the comments below. I would like to hear. The next thing I've put, and I can't even remember writing this, and I'm not sure I even want to do it, but I put prep Patreon for 2022. So I feel like I'm obviously wanting to do Patreon for 2022. Not sure if that's going to happen. The year goes so fast, and I don't think I'll have time to prep for Patreon. And this is a goal that I look at and I see the word 2022 or the number 2022 and I think, oh, I've got all year. And then November comes and I've not done anything to prep towards Patreon, and I'm not sure exactly what I want to do, but I do want to make sure that I have another income stream at some point, and Patreon is a good way to do that. I just need to figure out exactly what I want to do for Patreon and exactly what I can produce for Patreon. Don't want to overwork myself. I obviously have some personal goals, like my savings goals, my fitness goals and family goals and stuff, but we don't need to hear about that. I think we're done. This is exciting. I'm excited for 2021. I think it's going to be a good year. And I said that for 2020, and I think that 2020, even though there was a pandemic and it was a struggle for a lot of people, I think that it was still a good year. I think, honestly, it was one of the best years I've ever had in my life. I hated not being able to see my family, but that's literally the only thing that was bad about it. Everybody that I know still has their job, well, apart from my brother, actually. That was kind of crap year for him. But, you know, it didn't really affect me personally, and I hope the same goes for you, and I hope that you're all well, and I hope that you have an awesome Christmas / New Year / break / holiday if you are celebrating, and if not, then I hope you have a good time regardless, and I will see you when I see you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.